Hello, students. In this audio video section from Gyan Darshan tutorial page, I, Bipin Jha or Bipin Sandel, would like to discuss about the conditions of Indian foreign trade on the eve of independence. That means when we were under British rule and just got freedom on 15th of August 1947, then what were the conditions of foreign trade that we are going to assess? And those conditions were greatly influenced by the way British rule on us. Many of us feel that if the Britishers would not have come here, we might not have been united. This is a very false presumptions because we had been and we have been united from the ages. There are so many things and there are so many examples. The very first Adi Shankaracharya, he was from Kerala, and in those days we did not have the fastest means of transport, and he lived only the life of 32 years. That great monk from the Malayali speaking land of Sanatan Bharat, the cultural India, united the whole Indian subcontinent. So it was not that we were not united. We were united, but the people and the Indian did not mind who is the ruler. They mind if the ruler is found that ruler is not ruling peacefully upon Indians. The ruler is not disturbing their day-to-day life. If they are living a lawful life, the ruler is not disturbing their way of clothing. The ruler is not disturbing their way of worship. The ruler is not disturbing their languages, their ethics, their culture, etc. The Indians did not mind. They embraced all the rulers were from the either they were from the native place or from faraway places. We did not differentiate between human until we had a realization that this man or this group of people from faraway land are harming us. They were benefiting from us and they were harming us. That is why what we find, whoever were the invaders on the soil of India, they did not rule on us peacefully. There were always revolutions, revolt here and there. And ultimately, we gained freedom on 15th August 1947. But still today, from cultural point of view, from ethical point of view, from religious point of view, we are not still free. Politically, we might be free, but there are so many things till today are decided by some external agencies. What kind of pressure is working, I don't know. But the condition of cultural India is being jeopardized even by us. The foreigners, the enemy of India, are day and night working to destroy India, to destroy ethos of India, to destroy the culture of India. But very few Indians are fighting and they are getting support of very few Indians. But still, the fight is going on. The struggle is going on, and we will reach, we will make our India Param Vaibhavsali. Now let us come to the point, the condition of foreign trade on the eve of independence. Here, what we see in this video, in this page, India has been an important trading nation since ancient times. However, the restrictive policies adopted by colonial government adversely affected the structure, composition and volume of India's foreign trade. मतलब भारत का फॉरेन ट्रेड ब्रिटिशर्स के शासन में गड़बड़ा गया। जो हम लोग दुनिया के एक नंबर इकोनॉमी थे, दुनिया को हम इतने बड़े एक्सपोर्टर थे, हम लोग धीरे धीरे बहुत माइनर एक्सपोर्टर हो गए ब्रिटेन छोड़ करके बाकी दुनिया के लिए। वाई? बिकॉज द ब्रिटिशर्स प्लेड सम टैक्टिक्स. दे had an intention to launch their modern industry made goods into the Indian market. For that they had to destroy the Indian market, and for that what they did, they put a ban on Indian handicraft industries. Without legal permission one cannot start production, and even though some people are doing productions, their goods when exported to foreign countries except Britain were levied a high tariff rate. This resulted in very high price of Indian handicraft industry product in foreign markets, and at the same time almost all around the Europe modern industries were progressing, developing by leaps and bounds, and the goods made on these industries were willing to find market, struggling to find market in all around the world. France, Germany, Portugal, Britain were the leading competitors in this field. So, what did Britishers do? They put a high tariff rate on Indian handicraft products. That led to a fall in the demand of Indian handicraft products in foreign market due to high price, and at the same time British made goods, modern industries made goods of Britain were launched into the Indian market. The good look and the cheaper price of those British industry made goods attracted Indian consumers towards them, and we Indians ignored buying Indian handicraft industries. So this led to the fall of Indian handicraft industry and its contribution to the foreign trade. Now, the state of India's foreign trade during British rule is discussed as under. First point, exporter of primary products and importers of finished goods, India became an exporter. हाँ देखिए क्या बताना चाह रहा है कि इंडिया was an exporter of raw material only, and to whom? Only Britain. भारत में जितने भी माइंस थे, वहाँ के मिनरल्स, जो भी फार्मिंग या फॉरेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स थे, वो सारे के सारे ब्रिटेन को चीपर रेट में रॉ मटेरियल के रूप में चला जाता था विदाउट एनी टैरिफ। एंड उसी ब्रिटेन के इंडस्ट्री में जब वो रॉ मटेरियल से फिनिश्ड गुड्स बन जाते थे, दोज फिनिश्ड गुड्स वेर अगेन सेंड बैक टू इंडिया विदाउट एनी टैरिफ, so that it would be cheaper for consumers to buy. So India was merely an exporter of raw material and importer of finished goods, and that was only from Britain. Very few imports were made from other parts of the world, and very few exports made to other parts of the world. What is written here? India became the exporter of primary products such as raw silk, cotton, wool, sugar, indigo, jute, etc., and an importer of finished consumer goods like cotton, silk, and woolen clothes, light machinery produced in the British industries. Monopoly control of British rule. That means what? Indian market and Indian business policy, all economic policies were in the monopoly control of Britain and British administration. We Indians did not play any role in that. Here it is written more than half of the India's foreign trade was restricted to Britain while the rest was allowed with China, Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka, and Persia, the current day Iran. Means mostly more than 50% of our export and import was with Britain and very few with other mentioned countries that I just mentioned. In the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 served as a direct route for the ships operating between इंडिया एंड ब्रिटेन. और 1869 में क्या हुआ? स्वेज कैनल बन गया. इस कारण से इंडिया और ब्रिटेन का रास्ता और नज़दीक हो गया. तो ये और ज़्यादा मदद कर दिया ब्रिटेन को कि कम खर्च में ब्रिटेन की फैक्ट्री में बने हुए मशीन सामानों को भारत में बेचा जा सके. Now what we see here, ड्रेन ऑफ इंडियन वेल्थ ड्यूरिंग ब्रिटिश रूल. ये मैंने फॉरेन ट्रेड में ही बता रहा है कि भारत का जो वेल्थ है वो भारत से बाहर चला जा रहा है, विदेशों चला जा रहा है. कैसे? यहाँ देखिए क्या लिखा है. अंडर द ब्रिटिश रूल इंडिया बिकेम an exporter of primary products, raw materials, and an importer of finished products. There was huge export surplus due to excess exports. मतलब बहुत भारत से जो एक्सपोर्ट होता था वो ब्रिटेन को होता था और इंपोर्ट वहाँ का फिनिश्ड गुड्स होता था. फिर भी भारत का एक्सपोर्ट सरप्लस काफ़ी ज़्यादा होता, यानी कमाई ज़्यादा अच्छा होती थी. हाउएवर एक्सपोर्ट सरप्लस वॉज यूज्ड. मान लीजिए ब्रिटेन वॉज अर्निंग अलॉट फ्रॉम इंडियन एक्सपोर्ट एंड इम्पोर्ट, ब्रिटिश वर अर्निंग अलॉट from Indian export and import, but the surplus, the profit to the Britishers were used in where? Let us see. To make payment for expenses incurred by an office set up by the colonial government in Britain. माने भारत को कंट्रोल कर रहे थे और भारत से जो आमदनी हो रही थी उससे वो ब्रिटेन में वहाँ की सरकारों का खर्चा उठा रहे थे. बताइए, यानी हमारे पैसे से ब्रिटेन के लोग लग्जरी लाइफ जी रहे थे. उनके जीवन में जो विलासिता थी, जो सूट बूट कपड़ा जूता जो उनका चमकता हुआ दिख रहा था, वो हमारे देश के रिसोर्सेस के कारण था. और नेक्स्ट क्या करते थे? टू मीट एक्सपेंसेस ऑन वॉर फॉट बाय द ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट. और आपको पता है कि ब्रिटिश लोग पूरा दुनिया में लड़ रहे थे, तो जहाँ दुनिया में कहीं भी लड़ाई हो तो इंडिया से जो ट्रेड सरप्लस से जो पैसा कमाते थे उसको वहाँ खर्चा करते थे. इंडियन में पर्सन्स को मिलिट्री में फोर्सफुली जॉब करने के लिए बाध्य करते थे और भारतीय सेना ले जा करके लड़ाई भी लड़ते थे, उसी के दम पर जीतते थे. एंड टू इम्पोर्ट इनविजिबल आइटम्स. और बहुत सारे चीज़ विदेशों से भारत में मंगाए जाते थे, उसका खर्चा भी इंडियन ट्रेड सरप्लस से वो करते थे. यानी फ्रॉम द एक्सपोर्ट एंड इम्पोर्ट बिजनेस द ब्रिटिशर्स used to have a sound surplus or profit, but those surplus were not spent on the well-being of India and Indians. All those were spent for the Britain's well-being, for the British administration in India's well-being, and for all the British interest all around the world. ट्रेड थ्रू द स्वेज कैनल के बारे में कुछ है, पढ़ लेते हैं. स्वेज कैनल इज एन आर्टिफिशियल वाटरवे रनिंग फ्रॉम नॉर्थ टू साउथ अक्रॉस द isthmus of Suez in northeastern Egypt. The opening of Suez Canal in 1869 reduced the cost of transportation and made access to the Indian market easier. The canal provided a direct trade route for ships operating between Britain and India and avoided the need to sail around Africa. Strategically and economically, it is one of the most important waterways in the world. देखिए, पहले क्या होता था जब तक स्वेज कैनल नहीं बने थे वो अफ्रीका के नीचे से यूरोप से अगर कोई, अमेरिका से अगर कोई आना चाहता था तो अफ्रीका के नीचे से होकर के वापस आते थे। बट जब स्वेज कैनल बन गया तो ये क्या कहते हैं, अफ्रीका और अरब के बीच में से होकर के शॉर्टकट में उधर निकल जाने लगे। तो क्या हुआ, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज़ का डिस्टेंस इंडिया से काफ़ी कम हो गया और इससे ब्रिटिशर्स को और इंडिया के साथ बिजनेस करने में और ट्रेड सरप्लस होने लगा। बट दुख की बात कि ब्रिटिशर्स लोग हमको सिर्फ साइकोलॉजिकली डिमोरलाइज करते रहे, हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम को डैमेज करते रहे, हमारे इंडस्ट्री को डैमेज करते रहे, हमारे एग्रीकल्चर सिस्टम को डैमेज किया, हमारे साइकोलॉजिकल एटीट्यूड को डैमेज किया, हमारे कल्चरल एटीट्यूड को डैमेज किया और यहाँ से जो भी कमाया वो हमारे लिए नहीं, वो अपनी भलाई में खर्चा किया। तो ओवरऑल द असेसमेंट इज दैट द कंडीशन ऑफ फॉरेन ट्रेड वॉज सो पुअर ऑन द ईव ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस। थैंक यू।